Greetings, beautiful earthlings. My name is Star. If you are new here, I don't know how you found me, but I am super grateful to have you. And if you are returning, you're the real MVP. You already know. So I wanted to do a quick video for you guys. I know if I go like 2 weeks without making a video, all of a sudden everybody thinks I quit YouTube. I just, to be completely honest, haven't wanted to do makeup. So I don't want to like get ready and sit there and structure a video and, you know, sit in front of my little tapestry. So you guys are joining me here today on my bed for a little Star's Cozy Corner. So I know I haven't told you guys like what decks I've been bonding with, and that's because, to be completely honest, I have been working my little booty off on like 20 different projects on my shop. So if you guys don't know, yes, I have an Etsy shop. Definitely the link is always in the description box for you guys, as well as all of my socials. I tell you guys all the time, TikTok's the best place to keep up with me on a regular basis. YouTube kind of takes a back seat, to be completely honest, but I do have decks that I'm bonding with today, and one, as you could see from the thumbnail, is in this very lovely box, so we will get to that in a minute. I'm so excited to show that one to you guys. But the one that I'm bonding with this week, I decided to play around with, is my good old trusty Light Seers. So you guys know how I feel about the Light Seers. You know, I've had this one for quite a while. I love it. It's just always going to be one of those decks where I resonate so heavily with the imagery that, you know, I want to play with it all the time. I've been watching a lot of Steve's Love Tarot lately. I really love the way that Steve reads, and I connect more with him reading the imagery and seeing the cards after he's talked about the energy. And it's like really just changing my whole perspective on reading. And kind of like really being so structural with reading and everything. You guys already know I am still chugging my way through the 78 Degrees of Wisdom book. I read that at work when it's kind of slow in between customers. So I've been really reshaping the way that I think about tarot a lot, because I don't like being so rigid in you know, the meanings and things like that, and I don't like feeling like I don't quite have a style of reading. I don't want to be rigid. I don't want to be all intuitive, and it's really helping me a lot to watch the way that Steve reads. So Steve, as of recently, was only using 2 decks. That was the Wild Unknown Tarot and the Light Seers, and I'm not a big fan of the Wild Unknown. I almost got it just because Steve reads with it, but I can't see myself really clicking with that deck as much as he does. So I have been playing around with my Light Seers, sleeping with it, shuffling through it, playing with it lately, just to kind of freshen it up a little bit, because I love it so much. And for some reason, I always think this deck is a lot thicker than it is. Like, I think it's just because of how big the cards are. Like, the cards themselves really aren't thick, but for some reason I have it in my head that they're thick, like Lunasol thick. Like, I really have this idea in my head that they're just crazy thick cards, and they're not. So every time I pull that out, I am pleasantly surprised. I mean, I can't really bridge shuffle it, but I just kind of deal with it, right? So aside from doing that, I have been actually working with a new deck. I did get one. I didn't tell you guys about it because I wanted this one to be very special. As you can see, I put it in a very special box. I ordered this box brand new just for this deck, because I realized out of the 60 decks that I have, I don't have one that is super special and universal, if that makes sense. Like, I can use it for every reading, whether it's someone else's reading, my reading, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. I don't have a deck like that. For some reason, I have decks specified for everything. And then the only deck I had where I had a bond so close that I would have loved to use that deck for everything was my little pocket Centennial Enigma. And because I had such a strong bond with that deck, I actually ended up turning it into an ancestor deck, and now I don't use it as much. So it really like hurt my heart that I did that. I wish I hadn't done that, and I was very on the fence about it to begin with, because of that reason, because I knew I wasn't going to touch it as much, and Enigma was one of my favorite decks to use almost daily. So I wanted a deck that I could try to see if I could get that feeling back with. So because you guys know the Centennial Smithwaite is my all-time favorite, I wanted to get another one in a tin, but I decided since my ancestor decks, both of them, are both in a tin versions, I'm gonna try to get the full-size version and just kind of deal with it, because I don't particularly have any qualms about the full-size Rider-Waite deck. It's not a bad size. It's not the best size, but it's not a bad size, right? It's not like something I don't want to mess with all the time. So I decided to try something different. I have the Borderless Centennial, which is now Loki's deck. Loki took that one from me. Then I have both of my Inna Tins, the Centennial Inna Tins. Those are both my ancestor decks. So I decided to go with the good old-fashioned regular Centennial in a little box. I didn't bring the box over here, but I'll pop in a picture of what it looks like. And just good old regular Centennial. I do love that this one is gray on the back like the Inna Tins. The Borderless for some reason is green on the back, and I'm not too fond of that. I mean, Loki loves it, so you know, by all means, it's Loki's deck. But like I said, it's good size. It's not a bad size. I do have multiple Rider-Waites that are full size. I have the plastic one, and then I have the regular one, and they don't bother me too much. I just don't resonate with the bright primary colors of the original Rider Pack deck. So that's why I really, really, really love this Centennial. Like the muted colors, I can just never get enough of. So I, time and time again, buy this deck, and I mean, like I said, I don't have too much to say about it. It's a regular Centennial, regular size, regular cardstock, regular Rider-Waite deck. You guys know what it is. But I just wanted something very special that I could try to put the energy of Enigma back into, if that makes sense. I don't even know if that's possible to like transfer energy between decks or something like that, but I had such a beautiful bond with Enigma. Like Enigma was literally my best friend. I used it every single day. I was so excited to use that deck every single day, and that's why my ancestors wanted that deck, because I had such a good bond with it. It was just seamless for us to be able to use that deck at the time. But I really miss having that type of bond with a deck, because sometimes I just feel like I want a deck, but like my favorite decks are, you know, in use. There's Loki's deck, there's the Ancestors deck, and I'm like, I don't want to always engage with somebody when I'm playing with my cards. Sometimes I just want to shuffle some cards. I just want to, you know, hold my deck. And so that's why I decided to just get another Centennial. I will probably still get another in a tin, to be completely honest, because, you know, I freaking love them so much. I can't get enough of them. But I got a big old selenite palm in here with this deck, and then it's like beautifully red velvet lined. I did a nice cleansing on it, and then I have a special little hanky in here, and I'm very excited to like start this new journey with a new deck. You know, I'm very excited to see how that goes, because sometimes I want a deck on the fly for myself. Again, lately I've been wanting to do readings for TikTok outside of just Loki's readings, because my Loki videos have been getting suppressed big time. So anytime I say Loki, I tag Loki, anything like that, they get 2 views in a month, and it's ridiculous. So I've been just wanting to play with cards, pull cards. I've honestly been thinking heavily about making a second channel just for readings, because I've really, really been wanting to do readings and kind of break away from this review channel that I've turned into. And I know I've told you guys this a billion times, I never intended to be a review channel. I just had a lot of decks and felt like it was important to put my 2 cents on the review of the deck itself into the interwebs. But I feel like that's kind of what my channel has turned into, and I don't know. I know I want to get back to teaching. I want to do all of the series that I started. I want to do all the million things that I had set out for this channel, but it just sometimes isn't very plausible to do. And it does look like I might be getting a little bit of time cleared up here in the coming months, which is going to be fantastic. That means I can start doing things with my videos again. But that was a very long-winded way of saying I didn't feel like I had a deck personally for myself. Like a lot of these decks that I have done readings with, especially if I bonded with them really well, especially if I, liked the cardstock or the imagery or whatever. I ended up doing readings with them for the general public, whether it be YouTube or paid readings, and I feel like I can never take that back. For some reason, I feel like I can't just exclusively have that deck afterwards. So I wanted one that I could keep sacred, that I could keep special just for me, that I didn't have to use for deities or spirit guides or public readings or whatever, just something that I felt like was mine. And I know that probably sounds really weird, like you have 60 decks and you didn't think you had one to yourself, but like for some reason they all just kind of have their own purpose, if that makes sense. So that's all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to do a quick little update because I am actually bonding with decks this week. And like I said, check out my TikTok. Check out my shop big time. If you guys have not been to my shop lately, I put up so much new stuff in there. It's not even funny. I do still have tons of new tarot bag designs that I need to get started on stitching up so I can get them into the shop. But you guys already know I was working real hard on that personal power oil, and I did the body butter. I did it in tons of different scents already. I got started on my Lucid Dream herbal blend. Like, I was so excited about those, so I'm really glad that I got those out. I got them in the shop so that if anyone was as stoked as I was, they could try it immediately while I'm getting my like tarot bags and wire wraps going, because they'll get there. They're in the drawer. I've got like a project drawer so that, in the downtime of the shop, I can start making more things for the shop. So I really hope that wherever you guys are when this video reaches you, you had a beautiful, wonderful day, my friends. Don't forget to check out my link tree. Like I said, all of my links are in there, my socials. If you guys ever want to book a reading with me, yes, I still do readings. I just don't talk about it very much. Come hang out with me on TikTok. It's a great time. Go check out my shop. And my Amazon wish lists are always there for you guys if you would ever like to send me gifts, or if you want me to review a deck for you. You always have those down there. And yeah, I missed you guys. So I really hope that you guys are stoked to like see my face for a minute and hear what I have to say. I just been like, working. So I forget about YouTube sometimes, and I just don't want to do makeup, to be completely honest. So I really can't wait to see you guys in the next one. I do have a couple of videos still planned, but they are actually structured videos that are going to take a little bit of work. So if you guys want to see anything from me in the coming weeks, don't hesitate to tell me. You can always comment down below. You can always find me on my socials. If you have any specific questions, I would love to answer those. I've also been getting kind of a recurring question that I might make a video on as well. I'm not too sure. It's not something I ever really wanted to talk about on a tarot channel, but I guess it doesn't hurt if enough people are asking. So I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one, and I hope that you have a beautiful, wonderful day, my friends. Namaste.